Hello everyone, welcome to a lecture in animal science. And for today, we will be focusing on the topic breeding systems. Okay, so breeding systems. Ano ba ang breeding system sa animal science? Ano yung mga different types, major types of breeding systems? Pag-uusapan natin yan and the importance of which. Okay? Now, breeding systems, these are essential in animal science kasi it allows us to optimize yung livestock, yung performance ng ating hayop. It also enhances genetic traits and it helps us achieve yung mga goals natin agriculturally or economically speaking. So, for example, sa hayop, isa sa mga trait na gustong-gusto natin, especially if that animal is for meat type, is mabilis yung growth rate. Very efficient sa kanyang feed efficiency. Ibig sabihin, konting pagkain lang, lumalaki na siya agad. And gusto natin na maayos yung kanyang reproductive success or hindi siya baog. Okay? Marami siyang mga anak kasi it also serves the purpose of us producing more. 'Di ba? And kapag binibreed natin yung mga hayop na to, gusto natin, nakakabuti sa atin, economically speaking, so that we can be producing more for the citizens of that country na naghaharap rin ng pagkain. Okay? So yun yung importance ng breeding systems. And there are two primary types of breeding system. We term this as inbreeding. So that's the first one. And, sorry, we term that as inbreeding. That's the first one. And outbreeding. So yan yung dalawang primary types of breeding systems. And later on, makikita natin that there are types within inbreeding and there are also breeding systems within outbreeding. Simulan natin sa inbreeding. What is inbreeding? So inbreeding is the mating of closely related individuals within your animal population. So ano yung advantage ng inbreeding? Simulan natin doon. So kapag ang gusto mo as a farmer is to maintain a uniform genetic line or maintain a specific trait, mag-inbreeding ka. For example, gusto mong i-maintain yung trait ng hayop na good mothering ability. All throughout the population, gusto mo manganganak sila ng mga hayop na good yung mothering ability, then you go for inbreeding. The disadvantage lang, kaso, ng inbreeding is that it would generally result to some problems, genetic problems, such as pwedeng marireduce yung kanyang fertility, pwede possible na maging bawag siya, magkakaroon ng genetic disorders, okay? And overall, bumababa yung performance ng livestock if we do inbreeding. Kaya naman, ang inbreeding, hindi siya ginagawa mostly sa pag-i-improve ng livestock quality, but rather it is used intentionally in laboratory settings to maintain genetic uniformity or para makapag-develop tayo ng specific genetic lines for a breeding or for a particular breeding program. So there are also two types of inbreeding, kung mapapansin nyo. Unang-una, yung tinatawag nating close breeding. Now, close breeding, yan yung pag-mate ng mga hayop with very close genetic relationship. So what does that mean by very close? Example would be parent to offspring. So yung parent, yung sire, tama ba? Yes, yung sire, yung male parent, minate mo siya doon sa anak niya, that's close breeding. Or yung magkapatid, pinag-mate mo together, that is also close breeding. So anong consequence ng close breeding? Mapapabilis yung pag-maintain natin sa genetic uniformity or yung homozygosity na tinatawag natin. But close breeding or inbreeding in general would result to these problems na nabanggit ko kanina. And in general, ang tawag doon sa problem na yon is inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression. So ano yung inbreeding depression? Yan yung mga genetic problems na nabanggit ko kanina. Yan yung mga nagiging problema sa inbreeding na nabanggit ko kanina such as reduced fertility, higher incidence of genetic disorders, and overall, humihina lang talaga yung lahi. Mas nagiging masakitin yung hayop natin, hindi sila ganun lumalaki, and possible na mas tumataas, bumababa yung survival rate. Mas maraming nangangamatay because of some genetic disorders. So remember kapag close breeding, we mate animals that are in a very close genetic relationship, such as parents to their offspring or full siblings, yung mga magkakapatid. How about line breeding? So line breeding, this is a lesser form of inbreeding as compared to close breeding. Kasi sa line breeding, imi-mate mo hindi yung mga super close na mga hayop, but still, itong mga hayop na to, they are distantly related to each other. Ibig sabihin yan, meron silang common ancestor. So ang benefit ng line breeding is that we can mitigate by using line breeding, pwede nating i-prevent yung negative effects or inbreeding depression na nakukuha natin sa close breeding. But at the same time, we can enhance genetic purity. Okay? And still maintain yung specific trait na gusto nating i-maintain within the herd. However, ang line breeding, again, prone pa rin siya for inbreeding depression kasi you have to understand, galing pa rin sa isang ancestor yung pinagme-mate natin ng mga hayop. So ano example ng line breeding? So for example, meron kang grandparent na hayop, nagkaroon siya ng dalawang anak, so let's say offspring 1 and offspring 2 yan. And then both anak nila ay both of their offsprings nagkaroon ng sariling anak. So mayroon kang offspring C and offspring D and pinagmate mo yan. Ibig sabihin magpinsan, pinagmate mo. That is an example of line breeding. So again, hindi sila closely related, but they still come from a common parent or a common ancestor. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa inbreeding. And the two types of inbreeding are, the two types of inbreeding are, tama, close breeding and line breeding. Okay, so dako naman na tayo sa outbreeding. Ano naman ang outbreeding? Kung ang inbreeding, ipagmimate mo yung mga related na hayop or related animals, sa outbreeding, you will mate unrelated animals. So, ibig sabihin, mayroong genetic diversity na mangyayari. So, kanina, ang inbreeding, nagkukos yan ng, sinasabi ko kanina, inbreeding depression. Diba? Yun ang kinukos ng inbreeding. Ang outbreeding, nagkukos naman yan ng tinatawag nating hybrid vigor. Hybrid vigor, or heterosis. So dahil hindi sila magkalahi, nakikinabang sila both doon sa traits na positive nakikinabang sila both doon sa trait na positive between parents. Okay? Kaya nagkakaroon ng hybrid vigor or heterosis. So ano ba itong hybrid vigor and heterosis na ito? Kabaliktaran niya nung inbreeding depression. So kapag yung hayop mo ay may hybrid vigor na tinatawag or yung hayop mo ay naging hybrid, so hybrid ibig sabihin they are offspring of two unrelated animals or two unrelated breeds, tumataas yung kanilang growth rate, nag-i-improve yung fertility nila, and possible rin na ma-enhance yung kanilang resistance to diseases as compared to their parents. So gumaganda yung lahi. Now, this one, outbreeding, this is commonly used in commercial livestock breeding to enhance yung genetic performance ng mga hayop nila and improve yung overall herd performance. Now, what are the different types of outbreeding? We start off with crossbreeding, which is basically the mating of animals between different breeds. So that's crossbreeding. Ang resulta, nagkakaroon pa rin ng hybrid vigor. So ang nagiging anak nila, you term that as hybrid. So ano example ng crossbreeding? Let's say you have this, 4 breeds of cattle. That's red, green, yellow, and gray breeds. So pinagmate mo si red at saka si green, magkakaroon siya ng hybrid na anak, which is a combination of red and green. Pinagmate mo naman to, magkakaroon ka ulit ng hybrid na anak, which is a combination of gray and yellow. if you do mate these two, then magkakaroon ka na ng another hybrid na anak which is a combination of these 4 breeds. So that's an example of crossbreeding. Sa animal science, let's say sa pigs, madalas pinagmimate yung Yorkshire and Duroc. So ang Yorkshire, ano ba ang karakteristik ng Yorkshire? Mataas ang kanyang litter size. So kapag nanganak siya, marami siyang naiaanak. And good ang kanyang mothering ability. Bukod sa marami siyang naiaanak, naaalagaan pa niya yung mga anak niya. So i-cross natin yung Yorkshire sa Duroc, which is known for its rapid growth rate and superior meat quality. So if we did cross these two breeds, possible na magkaroon tayo ng offspring na mataas ang growth rate, but at the same time they can also produce more litters, and they can produce more litters, and they can take good care of those litters. So that's one possible advantage of breeding Yorkshire and Duroc. O kung sa chicken naman, let's say Cornish tapos White Leghorn. So yung Cornish natin, meat breed to. So rapid growth rate din. Tapos yung White Leghorn, egg laying yan. So kapag pinag-crossbreed natin, makaka-create ka na ng breed na mixed type. Pwedeng pang meat and pwede rin pang egg. So that's the practical application of crossbreeding. The other type of outbreeding, we term that as grading up. So ang grading up naman, we breed indigenous or not lower quality animals. I mean lower quality in terms of their performance, okay? In terms of animal husbandry performance standard. So i-breed natin yung indigenous animals na yan or yung mga hayop that is locally adaptive to to us with purebred or improved breeds. So kapag ginawa daw natin yon, ini-improve natin yung genetic makeup ng ating local or indigenous animal. So ano ba kasi yung maganda sa ating indigenous animals? Ano yung maganda? They are adaptive sa local environment natin. And hindi sila ganun nagkakasakit. They are adaptive. Pero ang kahinaan nila is that they are mostly maliliit, hindi ganun kabilis manganak, and such. So if we do breed an improved breed with an indigenous breed or with a local breed, ang nangyayari dyan, nai-improve din natin yung characteristic ng ating indigenous breed. So isa sa mga classic examples is yung pag-breed natin sa ating native pigs to large white pigs. So native pigs, they are very well adapted sa local conditions natin dito sa Pilipinas. However, they have very low growth rates and smaller litter sizes as compared to your commercial breeds like large white. Now, if we mate these two, nagkakaroon ng grading up process. So yung farmers, i-mate niya yung large white boar, possibly, sa isang native sow, sa native pig sow, and over successive generation, magkakaroon ka ng offspring na mabilis ang growth rate, na improve ang growth rate, mas mataas yung bilang ng mga anak nila, and better meat quality, while maintaining yung hardiness ng native pig or yung kanyang adaptability to local conditions. So that's an example of grading up. So just remember, crossbreeding, that is the mating of two different breeds. Grading up is you have an indigenous breed or a local breed, imi-mate mo siya sa improved breed or a pure bred that is used for commercial purposes para ma-improve yung kanyang lahi. Okay. So question, ano naman yung two types of outbreeding? We have, tama, crossbreeding, and we have grading up. Now kapag one classic example is the Philippine native pigs mated to a commercial breed pig like Landrace or Yorkshire. Anong tawag doon? Grading up ang tawag. Okay, good. Now, sa usapin ng breeding system, we also need to understand the different techniques that we use when we create hybrids or yung hybridization process. And this one, single crossing, double crossing, and back crossing, yan yung basics. Although there are a lot of techniques that is more complicated than that, and I would be discussing that soon in the future. So simulan natin sa single crossing. Ano ba ang nangyayari sa single crossing? So sa single crossing, basically, it is a single cross mating of two purebred animals and magkakaroon sila ng anak. We call that as single crossing. So for this example, meron kang isang purebred na bull na mayroong 100% 100% genetic makeup on that particular breed. Tapos meron kang purebred na cow, 100% din kasi nga purebred silang dalawa. Kapag pinag-mate mo sila, magkakaroon ka ng F1 offspring na may 50% characteristic from the bull and 50% characteristic from the cow. We term that as single crossing. The next one would be double crossing. So sa double crossing, yan yung doble ni single cross. So a mating of two single crosses para makapag-provide ka ng isang anak na mayroong 4 different lines or breeds. So ito yung example, which is example ko rin to kanina, yung ating red and green na hayop, na cattle. Kapag pinag-mate mo yung dalawang yan, magkakaroon ka ng offspring na 50-50 ang characteristic nila. So yan yung offspring niya. Kapag pinag-mate mo naman yung dalawang to, which are different breeds as well, 50-50 rin yung magiging genetic diversity nila. Now that's single cross. Single cross yan. Ang gagawin mo, i-cross mo ulit itong dalawang to. Single cross yan, I mean. I-cross mo ulit, ipag-mate mo ulit yung dalawang yan, makakapag-produce ka ngayon ng another offspring na mayroong tig to 25% of each trait. Tig to 25% na sila of each of the traits nung grandparents niya. So that's double crossing. Oh, how about back crossing? Paano naman to? Ang back cross involves crossing a hybrid, so isang anak na mayroong anak, offspring na nanggaling sa dalawang purebred na parents, i-cross back mo siya to one of its parents. So medyo integrated na dyan yung inbreeding. Okay? Particularly, close breeding. So for example, you have a bull of breed A. Okay? And then, you have a cow of breed B. So, mayroon silang purebred to, kaya 100% and 100% yung kanilang genetic materials or yung genetic characteristic nila. Ngayon, magkakaroon ka ng anak, let's say a female progeny, na 50-50 yung kanilang characteristic. So, itong female progeny na to, ibibreed mo siya pabalik doon sa kanyang tatay na purebred. 100% ang genetic 100% yung kanyang genetic characteristic. Yung magiging anak nila is called now a backcross. So what does a backcross means? Dahil brinid mo siya pabalik, yung A characteristic niya from the male parent, from the bull, would now be 75%, whereas yung female characteristic naman niya from cow breed B would only be 25%. Paano nangyari yon? Kasi nga ibrinid mo siya pabalik doon sa sire or doon sa male parent. So the purpose of backcrossing is to reinforce or recover yung certain parental traits in the offspring. So kung mare, between the purebred A and B, gusto natin mas mataas yung percentage na makuha yung trait ni A, kaya natin binakross. Para yung magiging resulting offspring nila, as we have figured out, 75% nga nakuha niya yung characteristic ni A. So yan yun naman yung concept ng backcrossing. So we're done with the discussion on the different breeding systems. I hope you've learned a lot. If you want me to discuss any topics, please do comment in the comment section. Comment in the comment section. Please do write it out on the comment section. I see that. I take note of that, and yun yung mga dinidiscuss ko sa aking mga lecture series. Thank you again and have a great one, everyone.